All right, it is 11:30. Let's kick off. We might get a few people join us along the way. But again, I know a lot of people watch these on replay because I get lots of messages afterwards. So for those of you watching on replay, g'day. Hope you're having a great week. We're off the back of 2 long weekends. Queensland has 1 more long weekend to go. It's the month of long weekends. So we've been updating websites and things. So not a lot of downtime going on here, but the concept I like. All right, we're talking about the top 10 digital tips for April. As always, we're only here for 30 minutes. It's a nice, quick, short, sharp kind of insight into the stuff that I'm reading about, testing, learning, doing all of that kind of stuff over the month that has been. So if there's anything that tickles your fancy, make a little note of it. You can do your own research and check it out after the session. And of course, you know, I always like to know what has amused you. So pop it into the chat as we go along and let me know if there's anything that we come across that, you know, oh, it's kind of interesting. I wouldn't mind giving that a go. All right, first one off the bat today is idea flip. Now, this one is for the people who love their sticky notes, and I have sticky notes kind of all over my office. I used them when I was mapping out the book. They're just that really handy little thing that, you know, when your brain gets full, you just write a little note and you stick it somewhere. So idea flip is online sticky notes. You use them just like sticky notes, except they're online. So the idea is that you can collaborate with your team in real time. You can share sticky note boards and then work together remotely. So one of the cool things about this is you can actually vote on them. So if everybody puts their idea up, you can then go along and kind of put little dots. So you kind of get an idea of which one was the most popular. You can also annotate the notes and you can connect them. So if it turns into a bit of a flow, you know, you can kind of go that note connects to that note, connects to that note, etc. It's a little bit more flexibility than the old-fashioned sticky notes. And you can use them in breakout sessions, which I really like. So if you're doing a Zoom session or a remote learning session and you've got breakouts going on, you can open up boards in the breakout rooms or perhaps start in the bigger room and then break the boards down as you go through into breakout sessions. You can also just invite members outside your organization. So a great strategic mapping tool, perhaps, to work with your clients. So as you're kind of doing a bit of a brain dump of ideas, a great way to, you know, connect with and engage with clients in an online environment. And you can export them. So don't think that you've got to keep going back online just to get the information. You can actually export them and then put them into some different kind of process or whatever that looks like for you. So idea flip. All right, the next one is Social Juice. Now, Social Juice, I am going to give this one a go. I've downloaded it. I haven't played with it yet, but the idea for this one is for you to easily collect and use video testimonials. So we all know the power of testimonials now. I think it's about 85% of us will check reviews and look at testimonials before people will work with you. And written testimonials are fantastic. If you can get a video testimonial, that's like the holy grail. But it's been a real pain in the backside to try and get video testimonials because a lot of people aren't set up to be able to do that easily. So you message someone and say, hey, Mark, I hope you've had a great experience. Would you mind leaving me a testimonial? They've then got to figure out, how do I record it? You know, can I use Zoom? Like, how do I get the file to you? What do you want me to say? All that kind of stuff. So Social Juice kind of makes that a whole lot easier for people to do. So you set up a page, you brand it with your own colors, you do what you need to do, and then you simply share a link with a client or with a person to capture their testimonial, and you get to set them up with step-by-step instructions. So again, g'day Drew, thanks so much for offering to share a testimonial on your experience. You know, what we'd really like you to concentrate on is X, and then you'll see a camera countdown. It goes 3, 2, and then Drew can record his testimonial. At that point, I get a little note to say the testimonial has been recorded. I can either share them directly from Social Juice to my social platforms. I can embed them directly on my website. They've even got this really cool little widget that will create a carousel of video testimonials that you can embed on the website. or you can download them in HD and, you know, do with them as you will. So there was one yesterday, I was getting a testimonial from someone and they had a coughing fit in the middle of the experience. So now I'm going to have to, you know, edit that down. So, you know, in that case, I would download it, I would run it through, you know, my editing software, edit out the bit that, you know, needs to be changed, and away we go. So fully customize your collection page, etc. Keep it on brand. So Social Juice is one that I think we should all be having a look at. We should all be collecting using video testimonials. Okay, the next one is Krigloo. Now, Krigloo is designed to boost your leads and conversions using an omni-channel ad platform. So there's a lot of talk about this omni-channel kind of stuff. And look, let's face it, if you're trying to set up ads on Google or Facebook or Insta or LinkedIn, you know, you end up with all these different platforms going, and it's like, well, what ad's working and what one should I be throwing money at and how do I figure it all out? So Krigloo's been designed to help you kind of get a handle on all of that. It's got a built-in ad designer, so you can design, develop your creative inside the platform and then launch it directly to your platform of choice. So Google, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, etc. You can launch search ads, display ads, and social media ads directly from the platform. So it connects in with your ad accounts and you can launch them directly from there. Tailor ads to your right audience, obviously. And what I like is you can automate the technical setups for your ad campaigns. So traditionally, if you're running an ad in, let's say, Facebook, you know, you've got to go in and kind of go, okay, well, what am I spending? What's my cost per click? Is this ad actually working? You know, and in Google, you're always checking for negative keywords. And do I need to be switching things on, off? It's a lot of work that you're kind of going in every day and spending a little bit of time just making sure that, you know, you're all over it, getting the best that you can. If you've got an ad that's really responsive, you know, you want to be increasing your spend on it. If you've got one that's not doing anything at all, you want to be cutting the spend. So this one allows you to kind of monitor everything from the dashboard and just automate it. So if this one goes gangbusters, throw more money at it. If this one's not doing anything within 48 hours, kill it. You know, all of that kind of stuff can be automated from inside the platform. You can track the user journeys across the website and across the networks, which I really like. So it's telling you where they're going and what they're looking at. So if you are someone who has been playing with ads, or, you know, maybe you're a little bit kind of hesitant, but you know that it's a good idea, Krigloo is definitely one that you should consider having a look at. And here's a bonus tip. It's actually available right now on AppSumo, so AppSumo, as a lifetime deal. So you pay it once, no monthly ongoing subscriptions, and every time they update the platform, you get those updates flow through. So if this is something that amuses you, definitely want to jump on AppSumo and have a look at. All right, the next one is Boomerang Me. Now, Boomerang Me is designed to help you design a digital loyalty card. So I don't know about you, but I have so many, you know, cards from, gosh, Spotlight, Zarafas, you know, cafes, through to clothing stores, through to EB Games. Everywhere you go, everybody's like, have you got your loyalty card? No. What's your email address? Blah. You know, it's just a waste of time. We don't carry those cards with us. We don't really interact with them the way that we once did. However, all of us have our smartphones, and whether you're an Apple or a Google, an Android person, you know, we already have Apple Wallet or Google Pay on our phones. So what if you could design a loyalty card, but load it straight into your client's wallet? That's exactly what Boomerang Me does for you. You can segment clients by activity. You get to send free and unlimited push SMSs instead of paying for SMSs. It's straight push messages. You can digitize your printed promotions. So if you have anything on a flyer or inside a brick and mortar operation, you know, you can digitize that and turn it into a card. So if you're coming into a coffee shop, you could just create a QR code where they could scan it, would automatically upload to their wallet. And anytime they come in, all they've got to do is tap the loyalty card against your payment system, and you can decide what type of promotion that you want to run. Works great for people who are non-bricks and mortar as well. But, you know, my first thought was, how cool is this for anyone who has a physical product or has a physical presence and they're still kind of relying on the old-fashioned cards. So Boomerang Me. All right, feedback link is designed to generate online reviews and shares. So a little bit different to Social Juice, in terms that this one, yes, supports multiple channels, allows you to include it on your website, but you can send email invites and you can collect from bricks and mortar. So instead of actually, you know, creating a video testimonial, what you're doing here is generating the reviews and then quickly sharing them. But what I liked about this one is it will actually funnel any negative, any poorer reviews directly through to you or to a member of your team, so you can action them quickly. So, you know, if we get a 2 or a 1 on our website, on our, you know, Google My Business example or Google Business Profile, you know, you want to get on that straight away. And there's people out there that will do it just to, you know, because they can, or because they, you know, they want to get something free out of your business or whatever that looks like. So you want to be able to action that as quickly as possible. So feedback link creates those kind of pathways that you can set up, and it will automatically curate your net promoter score. So what that is, you know, when you see on a survey, how likely are you to recommend this business? That's your net promoter score. So it automatically kind of curates that for you and lets you know how you're doing in terms of how your clients see you. So if generating online reviews is something that's on your radar, and it's definitely something that's on Google's radar, so, you know, it should be on your radar, feedback link may be one that you want to have a look at in a little more detail. All right, next one, Phantom Buster. Now, I love the concept of this one, and I am not ready to sign up for it yet because I want to make the most out of the 14-day trial that I can. Now, what this one does is scrape data from a web page. So give you an example. If you are following a couple of people on LinkedIn, as an example, that may be putting out content that just seems to always get you know, commentary and engagement, and you're trying to reverse engineer what they're doing so you can fit it into your business, a great thing that you can do is go and scrape all of their posts and just kind of create a bit of a matrix and figure out, you know, what is it that they're doing and how could I apply that to my business. Another thing, you know, like I'm trying to reach out to some corporates at the moment to talk about the Small Business Tech Club, or looking for a workshop or speaking opportunities. So I can go through, you know, websites and put in, I'm looking for these type of people that are responsible for this type of industry, and it will scrape all the data. It doesn't have to be LinkedIn, it can be website pages, but it will scrape the data for you. So that's the first bit, data extraction, data scraper. But then what you can do is you can delegate redundant tasks. So if you know that if someone follows you on Instagram, for example, and you want to automatically follow them back, instead of you having to go in and tick and do that, all that stuff yourself, you can set Phantom Buster up to auto follow profiles, auto like posts. So if, you know, Mark puts a post out, I want to make sure that I like it every time it goes out. You can generate that stuff so you're not having to physically do that kind of legwork. You can also create scheduled workflows. So when this happens, do this, that kind of thing. So not a cheap bit of software, but I have a few people now that have used it, particularly around the data scraping, and they are raving about how good this thing is. So I'm definitely going to be playing with the 14-day free trial, but it's going on my, you know, nice to have, but not yet pile. All right, Bonjoro. Now, you may have come across this one before. It was pretty popular for a while, and I don't know what happened. I haven't heard about it in, you know, months, and it came on my radar again in the last month. I like Bonjoro. I've played with it before. I don't know kind of why I stopped, to be honest, but it's back on my radar now, so I'm going to give it a go. We know the power that video has in connecting us with our audience, particularly if they're new into your community. How cool would it be to just open up Bonjoro and send them a quick g'day message? So g'day, Peter. Thanks so much for joining the Small Business Tech Club. I'm Tracy, the digital guide. Just want to show you around and see what you're going to get yourself in for and what you can expect over the coming months. That's what Bonjoro does for you. Allows you to create something really personalized that you can use for that kind of thing. You can add your own branding and call to action buttons. You can create video workflows, and there's over 1,000 integrations supported. So it will integrate into your CRM, ActiveCampaign, HubSpot, whatever it is that you're using. You can create workflows. So for example, if you're sending an email campaign, if someone clicks on, this link, send them this video. If someone clicks on that link, send them this video, that type of thing. So Bonjoro is a really hard-working platform that you're going to get a lot of value out of. All right, let me take a breath. Kapwing. Okay, I have been having all kinds of issues lately getting good video editing done. I had an amazing guy. He's still a fantastic guy, but he's picked up a few clients. He's getting, a little bit more sidetracked with what's going on. So I've been looking for something that I can use for really quick, like my tech tips, where I can just drop something through and I'm not going to spend 5 hours trying to figure out how to edit a short clip. Introducing Kapwing. It does make video editing smart, and what I like about it is it makes it accessible. Now, they have free plans right through to paid plans, so definitely start on the free plan, have a crack at it, see what you think, and then as you find your feet with it, you can move up to a paid plan. But we've talked about a few video editing tools before. What this one will do is, you can add audio in. So if you've got a bit of a soundtrack, or maybe, you've asked a question and no one's answered, you want to put a sound effect of crickets in there or something, you can do all of that. You can trim, you can resize videos. So if you've downloaded it and gone, oh, how did that become 6 gig? You can resize it down. You can add effects in, add images. Now, if you're following any YouTube channels, you'll notice that they often put the, click here to subscribe, or they'll put some little images or text or things like that on there. You can do all of that with Kapwing. You can add transitions to make your stuff a little bit fancier, add a progress bar so people can see, they're at 20% through, 50% through, that kind of thing. And we notice, as a side note, with blogs, if you can put in your blog, this is a 2-minute read, 3-minute read, it will increase your click-through rate exponentially. You'll see a lot of magazines like Forbes, Inc., that kind of thing, always putting that on there now. So we know progress bars do increase your click-through and do increase the fact that people are going to engage with your content. It has an automatic subtitle generator, so you can subtitle and then go back through and correct all of the mistakes. And it's got a smart cut, which I really like. So if you're doing a quick interview and, someone goes silent on you, it will automatically remove the silence in the video. So people aren't kind of going, did I lose my sound? What's going on? And it has an inbuilt meme generator, which I kind of think is really cool as well. So, a lot of us use memes in our socials, and you can actually, if you can create your own, then, that's a lot more on brand. It's going to help you build that, that profile with your own community. So check out Kapwing. Okay, we're down to the last 2. Let me just check the chat here. So Jeff's been using Kapwing. He loves it. Been using it for 2+ years. I might reach out to you, Jeff, and get a few tips, because I'm still having a bit of a Mark's just been very kind and offering to introduce me for some speaking gigs. So love your work, Mark. I'll have a chat to you about that separately. Okay. That's the software for the month. Now, I did tell you at the start that I had 2 actual tech tips that I've come across in the last few weeks that I think you really need to know about. So let's dive into them. The first one is some updates that's happened to Zoom. So first of all, you need to make sure you're on the latest software update for Zoom. So just go to zoom.com, make sure that you're at the latest version, because you'll need that latest version to be able to take advantage of the updates. So do you remember during COVID, there was that judge, I'm here, I'm not a cat guy had turned himself into a cat on Zoom. I think his kid had done it and he didn't know how to change himself back. You can now set yourself as an avatar in a Zoom meeting. These are really popular on iPhone. You know, my hubby and I often send like little robot messages or something, just because you can. So to do that, you go to choose your video filter, backgrounds and effects, and then choose avatars. And there's a lot to play with. You can have a lot of fun with that. You know, just don't get stuck as a cat. So the next one, this is the one that I really went like, ooh, that's exciting. Share recorded video with sound into Zoom meetings. So oftentimes when I'm working with clients, or if I'm doing a bigger session, there might be a TED talk, or maybe a clip, an ad, if I'm talking about branding or something that's been, on topic that I want to share with the participants to kind of give them an idea of what I'm talking about. And up until now, it's been really difficult to do that. You kind of have to put the link in, or you can share the video, but there was no sound. It was really glitchy. Anyway, now you can share recorded video with sound directly into the Zoom meeting. To do that, you need to log in via your desktop. You start your meeting. When you go to share screen, like I do to share the slides, you'll see an advanced section, and now there's select video, and that will, then all you just do is find the video clip that you want to play, and voila, it just works, and it works really well. So if you're doing any kind of presenting or anything like that, that's a really, really handy one to know. Zoom chat, they've now added sidebar customization so you can group your chats. That makes things a little bit easier. And another one I love is you can now share audio content into breakout rooms. So again, if we're doing coaching sessions, and we're putting people off into smaller rooms to, have some working time to think about different things, you might want to pipe some music in, and you can do that now to go right across the room. So that's a really handy one. So make sure that you are on the latest update, on the latest software version for Zoom, so you can take advantage of those updates. The last one is YouTube analytics. Now, I'm spending a lot of time in YouTube, and if you can do me all a favor, if you haven't connected with my new YouTube channel, I'm going to pop it in the email. Please go over and like and subscribe to the channel. I had to start a new one. There was a few reasons, but, ultimately here we are with a new channel. And I'm loving some of the analytics that YouTube are offering, and they've just added a research function. Now, if that's not enough to blow your mind, think about this. YouTube is the second largest search engine, and they are now telling you what content they are looking for you to produce. I mean, that's kind of a like, what? So when you log into YouTube, go to YouTube channel, you'll find the analytics tab on the left-hand side. And when you open up analytics now, they've included a research tab. And when you click on that, you can actually research the top searches from your viewers, so the people that are watching your channel, or across YouTube as a whole for the last 28 days. So then they categorize that content in high, medium, or low. Now, YouTube have come out and said, if we have something listed as high, go and create that content. We will promote it. We will push it organically. So last night I was doing a bit of a search. I was playing around with this, and I put in tech tips, and there was a bunch of stuff that come up there for me with high, 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 high. Guess what I'm going to be doing? Now, they do break it down so you can search globally. You can search just by Australia. Now, please know, when I did search via Australia, the search restrictions kind of went sucked right in. So at this stage, I'd say, keep it open to global and get an idea of what people are looking for. But you can definitely keep an eye on this and then pair it back to Australia as it goes through, because I've got no doubt as this starts sucking in data, like this is just a hungry machine, you know, that's going to be just gold for what should you be creating. And then you think about it, if you repurpose that content and put it across Google as a whole, you know, that's got to be a good thing. So 5 minutes to go. Mark's already putting in his list for the month. I love that. Let's just take a really quick run through everything again. Idea flip, that's the online sticky notes, remember? So you can vote, you can connect, you can annotate, you can use them in breakout rooms, you can download them, you can invite people to play along with you. If you're a fan of sticky notes, you're going to like Idea flip. Social juice, this is the one that for me, I think, you know, everyone should be looking at this. And this is the video testimonial. So share a really simple link. It embeds the kind of camera, the recording capabilities in there, so people don't have to think. You know, you want to make it as easy for people as possible to get that testimonial from them. You can then share directly to your website, to your socials, embed a carousel onto your website, download them, you know, shrink, do whatever you need to do with them. Krigloo was the next one we talked about, and this is the one for people that are interested in understanding their ad spend, their return on ad spend, or just getting a better handle on, you know, what is going on with advertising and how can I get my head around it. So Krigloo, and that one's on AppSumo, remember, at the moment, so it might be worthwhile checking out for you. Boomerang Me is for those looking to create a loyalty app, a loyalty card. This will push it 3 clicks and it'll push it directly to your client's phone for you so they can have it on tap whenever they're dealing with your business. Feedback link is the generate online reviews and shares. And Phantom Buster, I love, this is the data scraper and automator. So if you're, you know, doing any research, if you're looking for people to connect with, that kind of thing, Phantom Buster, definitely one you want to have a play around with. Then we got into Bonjoro, which is the video, give you video superpowers by creating engaging, personalized videos, add your own branding, put your call to action buttons on it, workflows, 1,000 integrations. There's a lot going on in Bonjoro that you'll enjoy. Kapwing, thank you, Jeff. The video editing made smart and accessible. I think we all should be having a play with this. And to be honest, it starts free. So, you know, on a Saturday afternoon, who's got a life outside business, right? You know, maybe take some footage of the dogs running around the backyard, whatever that looks like for you, and just have a bit of a play with how you can get a handle on video editing. And then last but not least, we finished off with a couple of updates that I think are really, really important. And that was the Zoom update. So the avatars, nice to have, but not so important. Sharing recorded video, amazing, about time. And the share audio content into breakout rooms were the 2 standouts for me. Zoom chat, another nice thing with your customizable sidebar on the side. And last but not least, video, YouTube analytics. I love this. I think I love this more than anything else that we've talked about in ages. That research function. Just create what YouTube tells you to create. And if you're not doing video, really, you need to be all over it. It's the, you know, it is what we need to be doing now. Okay, as always, there's my details. You will be getting a recording of this shortly. We've got some big stuff going on in the tech club. We've had Leanne in this month talking about your first VA hire and what tech and what you need to be thinking of for that to happen as a seamless experience. Coming up in May, we have Kylie Chown, our LinkedIn expert, and we'll all be focused on our LinkedIn profiles and learning what is going on LinkedIn platforms. If you'd like to know more about the Small Business Tech Club, reach out to me. Very happy to have a chat. I'll also put a link for the Tech Club directly off our website into the email for you. So let me hit stop share. Now let me look at, we've got 1 minute to go. Mark is going to look at idea flip, social juice, feedback link. Good grief, Mark, you're going to be a busy lad for the next month. Social juice, feedback link, Kapwing, and Bonjoro. So you can bring me up to speed on a couple of them. Jeff's been using Kapwing for a couple of years, so that's awesome. And if anyone else wants to share with me, I think Peter was talking about Social Juice when we caught up earlier. Love to hear which one floated your boat for the month. And I'd also like to hear, if there's anything that you would like me to research, very happy to, drop me an email. I'll do some research and I'll build it into one of the tech tips webinars for you, so you get that information directly and save you the time and the legwork doing it. That's it for this month. That's a wrap. We're bang on time. I love it when that happens. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you next month for another top tech tips webinar. Till then, take care. Have a great week.